Have you just finished training for a big race? Are you looking to take some time off before you get into your next big challenge? Or are you just looking to show up each week to become a more varied runner? Either way, I got some tips to help you stay motivated as a runner. Sign yourself up for a challenge. Some more recent ones that we've done are stop when you think you've hit 5K, predict your 5K time and then run it, or cheat your way to a faster 5K. Although I don't recommend that last one. It takes a very long time, especially if you use Tom tactic and you go home and sleep in between reps. You can take on any one of those ideas or come up with your own. But if you think of any fun ones that you'd like us to do, then let us know and we might attempt them ourselves. It can be easy to focus on bigger goal races, but most weekends you'll find that there are smaller races in your local area. There will be more classic distances like the 5 or the 10K, but you also might find some more unusual distances like 5 miles, 8 miles, or even 10 miles. And most of them will be on the road or on the trail or a mixture of both. Most have a low entry cost and you can always run them for fun and not have to race them for a time. It gives you a time and a place to go out for a run and you can't procrastinate because the race will start without you. And if you don't want to run, then there's always places for volunteers at these races. You don't always have to target races, big or small. I like to set myself some smaller goals during my training block too. Do you have a favorite running route that you use on all your easy runs? Why not try and run that as a hard run and see if you can achieve a personal best? Or see if there's a Strava segment that you can beat your previous time on. But your goals don't just have to be pace or time-based goals. You can try and focus on doing a whole week of training without putting things off or moving things around, or focus on getting a new PB on a workout in the gym, or you can even focus on doing your warm-up and your cool-down, things that you know you should be doing but you often put off. Or you can set yourself a more unorthodox goal, like see how far you can run in an hour, see what distance you get, or you can make it even more challenging by seeing how far you can run as the crow flies. Have you ever seen some really good Strava art? You could challenge yourself to run a route which draws out an image. Some people like to draw things simple like circles or squares, and some other people will go as far as drawing an animal or writing some text. But if you are looking for inspiration, then make sure you look at some Strava artists on any social media. If you're not sure how to do this, then you can just go for a run and hope for the best, but that's a bit like drawing with your eyes closed. The best thing you can do is to try and draw your image online. So map it out on something like Garmin Connect or Strava Maps, and then you want to send it to your watch or memorize that route. If you also want something else to do all the heavy lifting for you, there are websites like GPS Artify which can map out your route for you, send it to your watch, and you can go out and enjoy the run. I'm about to do mine now. Have you heard of burbing? It basically means you run every street in an area. It is a little bit tricky because I live in London, but it could be a good way to explore your local area. But it can also be as simple as just running every track and trail within a specific park. It's a nice way to see things you haven't seen before or get a bit more interesting when you go out on a varied route. Are you a road runner? Why not head to the trails? There's snacks on the way, the views are amazing, there are no cars or traffic lights to have to stop by, and you have the added benefit of running those hills to get you stronger. And if you don't feel comfortable running the trails, you can always try hiking them first until you are comfortable to run them. And if you run trails frequently, are there any trails that you haven't run before? Check your Strava map or your Garmin map, or you can take out an OS paper map and even have a look. See if there's any routes you haven't done before, any undiscovered ones that you can go out and try. Anyone that knows me knows how much I love a running club and how close I am with my run club friends who have actually just become my friends now. But it doesn't even need to be a competitive track club. It can just be a nice, social, easy run that you go out and make some new friends and meet some people that share a common interest with you. So consider joining a run club. It can be hard to get your strength training done, especially if you're in the middle of a training block and you are already tired. But if you're in between training blocks, then the best time to head to the gym and focus on building that foundation is right now. The other key thing to focus on is training any weaknesses you have, which is what I'm going to do right now as I head to the gym. Do you often feel certain niggles when you train or race? Do you have any muscles which you know get tired sooner than they should, or which always ache after a long run? Now's the time to focus on improving these things. It might not be as exciting as the other things on this list, but it's the work which will help you get the bigger PBs in the coming months. Have you got your next bigger goal planned? If so, then you can start working towards that before your actual training begins. If your next challenge is to go faster, then make sure you hit the track. You can start off with shorter intervals like 200 meters and 400 meters, and you want to hit them as fast as you can. And then take walking, standing, or a little jogging rest in between, and then you go again for multiple reps. And once you want to start building on that, you can do 800 meter reps, which is 2 laps of a track or beyond. And then as you progress, you either want to do bigger distance on the track, or you can shorten the distance on the track and go faster for the 200 and 400 intervals or take less rest. And if you don't have a track nearby or you don't feel comfortable running on a track, then you can try and find a park nearby with a loop circuit, or you can just run the same intervals on a flat course. And if your next challenge is to go further, then hit the trails. We've already mentioned the benefits of the trails, but really use the uphills to work on that endurance and build up that strength in your legs. As these runs are normally done at a slower pace, they will normally take you longer, which is a good way to increase time on feet. And with that being said, the longer your road runs get, the more accustomed to or comfortable you start feeling because you've already done all of that work on the trails. Are you running in kit that you've had for years? Is it starting to wear thin or fray in places? Then maybe you can consider getting some new kit, whether it be something technical and neutral or bold and very, very colorful. I always feel better when I run in brand new kit, because when I look good, I feel good. As runs become more challenging, we're relying on both our physical and mental strength to get us through. Journaling or writing down notes can be a good way for us to start tracking our progress or seeing any potential problems that pop up, such as how we felt during a run or if we are running on tired legs. As part of this journaling, you can start to think about personal reasons as to why you run, whether that's general health, to set new PBs, or to just enjoy social runs. Understanding your why, as well as consciously thinking of things that you're grateful for, running related or not, can definitely help keep you happy and motivated to get you laced up and out the door and enjoy those runs. Is there something consistently holding you back from running? If so, then now is a perfect time to start creating better habits to help you out. If you don't like holding a water bottle while you run, then get yourself a small belt and a soft flask to carry fluids, or stash a water bottle in a nearby bush and run loops. If you keep planning to go to the gym but always fail because you have to drive there and that feels like a waste of time, then cancel that gym membership and spend that money instead on some home equipment like kettlebells or dumbbells and just do your workout from home. If you often leave later than planned for your runs, meaning you have to cut them short, could you potentially prepare your kit the night before? If it helps, even take a flat lay picture every evening. An extension of this is called habit stacking, which is where you pair a habit that you want to do with something that you already do. So an example of this would be putting your foam roller by the TV so you can associate the two activities. Or you can run on your way to work as part of your daily commute. Or you can brush your teeth while being on one leg, practicing your balance. Or maybe you needed to hear that it's okay to have a lie-in, or it's fine to skip today's run, and that's because it is okay. A lot of the times, to be able to put in that focused work, you need to be able to feel rested and recovered. And training blocks are really hard, and they're mentally and physically challenging. So sometimes the best way to attack a training block is by making sure that you've taken enough time to sit back and do nothing. Maybe sometimes for a few weeks before you go back into your next training block. Just stay relaxed, recovered, and don't think about running. How do you stay motivated for running? What kind of things do you do in between training blocks to keep your running interested? Let me know. And while you're at it, go and watch this workout I did to bring my half marathon time down. Don't go out too fast, kids. Going up like this.